Hey guys, welcome back to my next book preview video. This week we have Rembert Montald's Figured Out. Quick look at the front and back there. You can probably tell this is quite a thick book. Let's get straight into this. And this is a hardback. This is one that I'm actually really excited about. I say that a lot in my book videos, don't get me wrong. But this one is probably one of my favourite books that I've bought in a very long time. I've been really excited for this one to arrive. It's been sort of put off for a little while. So this is basically jam-packed with Rembert's sketches. Tons and tons of sketches. And the first thing you're probably going to notice is it's very similar, in my opinion, in some ways at least, to like a Kim Jung-gi book. So kind of his style and the theme of some of the things he draws. And obviously Jung-gi is a very popular artist, so I have a feeling a lot of you guys will very much like that. You can kind of tell as well, not just the style, but the kind of perspective, maybe the materials that he uses. Although this book definitely has a very heavy focus on ballpoint pens, which is really cool. That's one of my favourite mediums to use. So having a sketchbook that's, I won't say filled with ballpoint pen, but at least used a lot throughout is the ballpoint pen, I think is really cool. These, for example, I think are awesome. And I am going to skip quite a few pages at a time because there's over 200 pages in this book. So this book is mainly like life drawings and things like that. I think some of it is from his imagination. He's an incredible artist. And a lot of it is like this, him drawing on the go, I believe. So what I mean by that is, you know, this is him on a plane. I think he actually mentions in one of the videos... Ooh, print, cool. He mentions in one of the videos that he had too many drawings that were like, you know, him on a plane. He's clearly got his sketchbook with him at all times, which is quite inspiring. You can tell from the fact that he's got, you know, this paper and hands in a lot of the shots. But yeah, he said the editors said, you know, not too many shots of him drawing on a plane because he had that many. And the video that I'm referring to, by the way, is actually a Proco video. On the Proco channel, there is like an interview, or maybe not an interview, it's actually a book preview video of him flicking through this book. And he talks about what's included in this book. He talks about like where he was, what it meant to him, how he tries to create a story from each illustration. There's absolutely tons of information in that video. To be honest, it's really inspiring. It's a great video, so I will put links to it in the description box below. I believe that Proco actually has a few videos with Rembert in as well. So I'll put links to any that I can find in the description box below. And another thing I forgot to mention is because there is a lot of life drawing throughout this book, there may very well be some nudity, so, you know, just a warning, just in case. Nothing too bad, of course, but yeah, there's your warning. And you can tell that he's definitely got such a good understanding of perspective, almost like Kim Jung-gi did. Again, it just reminds me so much of that style. This book actually appeals to me a little bit more in terms of style than the Jung-gi books, but obviously they are incredible. But as mentioned earlier, I thought it was really inspiring seeing this book for a few reasons. But one for me is just a reminder to always take a sketchbook somewhere. Because, you know, as you can tell, he must like pretty much constantly have a sketchbook on him. The work in here ranges from like some fan art or, you know, video game characters, a lot of life drawing. I think there's some environments. I would say it's mainly character art or, you know, life drawing, which to be honest is my favourite thing. And whilst I referred to it as a sketchbook, I would say these are actually, to me, I find this like really well rendered. So it's not like a messy sketch. And there's tons of fantasy as well throughout, which I think is absolutely awesome. And also he mentions in the video that his wife is in the book throughout. So you'll probably notice her quite a bit. He actually makes a joke about the fact that she's always seems to be asleep when he's drawing her in this book. So there are some like pencil sketches and stuff. I know he mentions in that video again that he used to use a lot more pencil than he does now. But yeah, I really like the ballpoint styles in this. And I think some of them are just like coloured felt tips or markers and things like that. One of them I know was on an app. He used his phone to draw some hands as well, which we passed earlier. That was pretty cool. But it does look very traditional, which is really good. These kind of fantasy, maybe not the creatures as much as the actual characters, you know, like the armoured warriors, reminds me a lot of the Karl Kopinski books. So I do have quite a few book preview videos for Karl Kopinski. So if you're into kind of traditional fantasy warriors and things like that, another master artist, then definitely check those out. I'll put links in the description box below. But yeah, just the whole content of this book, a mix of like life drawing and fantasy characters, to me is really appealing. I think it's a really motivating book. As mentioned, it's absolutely packed with stuff. There's like, you know, stuff from TV and movies. So we've got Saul here from Better Call Saul. And he talks a little bit as well about how, you know, he's drawing on the go, but he tries to like draw the bits that he doesn't have the knowledge of, you know, the bits that he's seeing there and then he fills in the characters and things later because he already knows how to draw people. This one definitely has a Jung Ji style to it. Got like anatomy studies and things like that. I think I actually recognise that as Arnold Schwarzenegger, but I could be wrong. There was one page I noticed, and I don't know if I've already passed it, but it showed his friend working on a PC, and he mentions that his friend really likes Lord of the Rings, and he's drawn like all of the Lord of the Rings characters coming out of the PC and stuff. I thought that one was awesome. You guys know I absolutely love Lord of the Rings. This is a video game one because I believe Rembert worked for Riot Games, so a really big company. You know, this guy is a huge artist. And whilst I think he's got a very recognisable style and very realistic, there are a few other styles throughout. It's quite interesting to see some pictures where he's done, you know, he's done like a face and then stylised it slightly right next to it, so you can see how he works there, which is really cool. And yeah, I'm absolutely blown away by this. Again, there are videos of his other sketchbooks on YouTube, so I'll put links to anything I can find. He also talks a lot about just getting what you want to draw down on paper and, you know, enjoying the ride essentially and not concentrating too much on the end goal. But you can really just tell that this guy has an absolute love for what he does. You can tell that he gets a lot of enjoyment out of drawing. I think he says he finds it relaxing and things like that. Yeah, I like this book so much that I've genuinely considered just buying another copy of it. I think it's absolutely brilliant. But that's it, guys. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you subscribe to the channel. It really helps me out a lot. Thank you for watching.